Hi and welcome to Life, the Universe and Music. I'm Craig Westwood. It's May 2017. The 360 artist development experience was over. I'd come away with a load of recorded tracks, some stems, but no release-ready songs that were originally promised. And it was my relief though to have a friend in my corner who was willing to help me finish the songs. For a couple of sessions, Andrew booked us a small studio in a shed in Mumbrem. Part of sunny Barnsley. Here we recorded some guitar parts and it was an introduction for me to some new gear. An RME Babyface which Andrew had, and we tried recording onto Cakewalk firstly I think, but in the end it was more successful using my laptop and going direct through the Babyface onto my version of Logic Pro. Soon after we got a more regular spot in Leeds Old Chapel Studios, home to the Kaiser Chiefs. And it was a great setup which Dave Whittaker let me and Andrew have the run of for our sessions there. They also had Logic Pro, fantastic, so I could just bring a hard drive and take my files home. There was one little slot when the Kaiser Chiefs were rehearsing at the same time for a tour next door in the big room. And it was, to say the least, it was a bit noisy in the mic booth that day. So I had to wait while the guys took a break before I could record my guitars. No hard feelings, chaps. We had quite a few great sessions there, and at this time I was looking for equipment to build up my home studio too, and I've recently bought a Rode NT1A, which I got near to the end of the 360 course, but I was also looking for a guitar to replace my Eco E20, and it got damaged, someone put it near to a radiator and it cracked, and I was always impressed though with the tone and sound of the Taylor range, and I was absolutely thrilled when I could finally afford one on my own. Having tried a few different models, I eventually went for a 214 CE Grand Auditorium. This was going to be for recordings and concerts, and what impressed me most was the brightness of the Taylor. And I think it's a combination of their construction and their choice of the Elixir coated strings which they had at the time, which I found just gave the strings a longer life, and it was my first intro to coated strings too. Though they're more expensive than the standard fossil bronzes, you know, I'd be reluctant to go back. New songs came thick and fast. I was using an iPad app called Songwriter Pad, which was great for ideas, and I could record guitar and then hear it alongside the lyrics. I could swap them around. It was a brilliant app. The first song we recorded at Old Chapel Studios with the 214 was a song called Rye Smile, which I basically wrote on the 214. I then tracked the 214 on Good Ones Go First on top of my Eco guitar, already recorded, and I love the big sound of them both together, and you'll hear it in the track. When they were double tracked and panned as well, that made the song. The sessions continued at Old Chapel with a song called It's Alright and one called No Perspective Yet. And you know, these have yet to be completed. And this is the thing about songs for me. When I start with some ideas, they don't always resolve themselves straight away. I find it's best to have a whole bunch of ideas and work upon them a bit at a time. And that way it stays fresh and inspiring. And I can come back to them. Some get finished same day, others take weeks, months even. And it's as if sometime you're waiting for life's experiences to catch you up. On that note, before I go, I'd like to ask a favour. It's a difficult task raising awareness of the music. I've decided to try it this way because I think the story behind the music is sometimes as important as the music itself, and it certainly has been for me. It costs thousands of hours, pounds, dollars, euros, for independent artists like me to make an album, not to mention the thousands of hours learning, training, plus the hours to make videos like this one. An artist doesn't just instantly release music and a million listeners hear it automatically. We have to build an audience. We have to work on it, and this is only done by people like you spreading the word. If you like what you've heard and seen so far, and if you haven't done so yet, please like, subscribe, and above all, share what you've seen. A few simple button presses for you makes a lot of difference for people like me. And it gets me nearer to the goal of financing the music. Thank you in advance. Until the next one, cheers my dears.